I'm on a Disney mood today. I'm in a Disney mood today, not on a Disney mood. I'm in a Disney mood today, which is the same day, the same shirt, on a stupid boat with a stupid hat. That's not Disney. But we're talking about Disney this week. Specifically, if you can't tell from the thumbnail, then get a new pair of these. Top 10 animated Disney movies, and you see the picture I chose, and you go, Scotty, come on. And I say, viewer, shut up. No, this is my top 10. I've said it before, my top 10. It wouldn't be your top 10, by all means, but yeah, you're going to see some pretty interesting movies in this list. Some you wouldn't think of. I did exclude Pixar movies. And also, both of these animated ones that I'm doing this one, and this week I'm doing a different animated one we'll talk about at the end. No anime. I could have included Studio Ghibli. That would have made the list a little more complicated because Totoro. I could include that in this and the other one, and I did not. So this is my personal list. Stuff I grew up with, I personally like to watch more. Again, I didn't include sequels in this list. Some I will include sequels to, but not this list. So, yeah. So we'll start off at number 10. I had to amend the list like quickly before I started because I'm like, wait a minute, this movie's missing. Not this one, but it's on the list. So I had to swap some out. But anyway, number 10 is Great Mouse Detective. I know this would be on a list of underrated Disney animated films, but no, it's on my freaking top 10 of the best. I love this movie. I don't get why people... it's the same thing that Big LT, he likes the Black Cauldron. I think it's a steaming pile of dookie doo. But he loves it. And that's fine. You can like other movies people don't like. Okay, maybe it's not a steaming pile of dookie doo per se. I say per se, it could be with Zach. But, I don't know. I never cared for it. But this one was when I grew up. We had it on VHS. It was wonky because Disney had the copyright thing. So when you transfer it from one VHS to another, it would look weird. And that's probably part of the reason why my eyes are so fucked up. But, because I did that and I can see May on the screen, barely. So what this is it's Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. It's basically Basil of Baker Street lives underneath Sherlock Holmes and his sidekick Dawson. Dawson. It's not Watson. It's Watson. No, Dawson. Help this little girl try to track down her kidnapped father, and it leads to one of the most underrated villains in Disney history, Redigan. Redigan, played by the late great Vincent Price. One of his last roles, by the way. I think Edward Scissorhands was his last role, but this was close, and it's great. I love this movie. It is definitely one in the 80s time of creepiness. It's a little bit dark. Not as dark as Black Cauldron, but it works. Number 9. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Yeah, man. It's the Jungle Book. Yes, the Jungle Book. Because this was the one that I forgot. I was looking through a list and I was looking through to get a thumbnail and I'm like, hey, I forgot the Jungle Book. I had to use my in that cupboard there. Because I have a whole bunch of movies, but Yeah, Jungle Book. Timeless tale of an orphan boy being raised by animals. He was raised by wolves, and then, oh, the Bagheera, the panther, has to take him back to his people. And I also really like the live action remake, the Stephen Sommers one. I think that's really good, you know. But this is a classic, of course, and got the songs. I want to be like you, ooh, ooh, with King Louis, and Shere Khan is a decent villain. Well, he doesn't do much till the end of the film. He sort of slinks around the jungle, you know. Kaa is more intimidating at some point, but yeah. Before I get to number 8, I gotta ask a question. Who put the glad in Gladiator? Hercules. Yes, it's Hercules. What you people seem to need is a hero. Yeah, and you are. I happen to be a hero. Yes, this was one I had toys. It was very much in 1998. I was 11 years old, so this was very much in my time of I want to be Hercules, I'm a hero, and all that stuff. And yes, it's always been well done. My absolute favorite part of this is the end. You know, when the credits happen and it's over because I can watch something else. No, the end because it's like, hey, look, it's Phil's boy. Finally gets a shot from the mountaintop. The star is born. Yeah, that whole thing. Love that song. This is another one I don't think would be on anyone's list. But again, came out in 1996. It was of my time, 9 years old. So it was of that time. I have a giant ass here, hold on. Actually, you get it quick. I have it covered in dust. Giant ass version of the main character that I still have to this day. It is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it wasn't until when I bought this. So, the Lilo and Stitch one, I bought around the same time. And this one. I watched this with my son right away. I realized how dark this movie is. Like, the main villain, Frollo, he wants to condemn Esmeralda for being a gypsy, but also, and they don't say it in so many ways, but it's because she won't have sex with him. Because the whole thing is that he outlaws gypsies because he finds them too attractive. And so he is attracted to Esmeralda, this creepy old man, voiced by Tony J. The same guy who gives us the quote, where we got to have money. Same guy. Same guy. This has the second one, and I have not reviewed that one yet. Not ready to go back to that yet. But, yeah. And Quasi. I call him Quasi. Quasi. Giant Quasi. Out there. Yeah, there you go. And since your head is shaped like a croissant is, the sky above, she's gotta love a guy like you. Alright. I love that movie, I do. Number 6. This is the thumbnail. This is what you're waiting for to complain. Scotty, come on. It's Treasure Planet. I've told you guys I'm a big fan of the Treasure Island story and the original movie that this was based on, and I didn't put it in my top 10. Spoiler, I'm doing a top 10 live action ones. It's not in there. There was so much to go through with those. It should be an honorable mention, actually, and I'm gonna correct that. But, again, this came around my teenage years. Disney was very much in my life at that point, and I don't know. I've always liked this, and then years later, realizing no one else did, like it didn't do well. People kind of hate on it, and I'm like, but then you watch all of the YouTube channels, and they're reviewing it. They're going back to it. They're going, you know what? It's not that bad. I've been saying this since day one. It's not only is it not that bad. People putting this on the top, one of the most unrated or underrated Disney movies. Screw that. It's one of the best. Just saying. What? Get to the next one. We gotta use a magical spell. Hickatus, pickatus, pickatus, poo. Prestidigitaru. It's a Sword in the Stone. This is another one I grew up with. Watching on the VHS. Oh, I should have disc. They're just boring. This is the Blu-ray. So happy I got a Blu-ray. It looks really good, actually. Digital restoration. Yeah, it's the story of King Arthur. And it's funny that you don't really know that. Cause I've watched this several times, obviously. I watched this with my son. It's the one I watched with him. And if you don't think about it, yes, there's Merlin. But you don't really think about, Merlin, he's associated with King Arthur. Sure. But it's not until he pulls the sword from the stone and reveals that his real name is Arthur, you're like, oh, okay. I don't think Arthur was a king when he was a kid, according to legend. According to Arthur, your legend, I don't think he was, but it's an interesting twist. And I've always liked this. I've always wanted a sequel to these. We see Arthur grown up and a knight, Maybe he's become too serious and that he's a knight. Morgana, too powerful, and he has to rely not only on Merlin, but remember all the fun they used to have and use that to help fight Morgana. Kind of like, because they're fighting with swords and everything. And then maybe Merlin comes along to help, and they have the little turning each other into animals thing like they do at the end of this one with Madame Mim, who I think is supposed to be Morgana, but they couldn't use the name, I think. I don't know. It's all about... It would be all about him remembering the kid that lives inside your heart. Your inner child. Speaking of which, and never wanting to grow old, number 4 is Peter Pan. I love this movie. Again, this looks fantastic in HD. These Disney classics, they do a really good job of restoring them and making them look fantastic in HD. They really do. And I love this movie. Peter Pan. Hey, you old codfish. Captain Hook, one of the most legendary Disney villains of all time. And I don't care what you say. It's what it is. But, yeah. Number 3 is a Robin Hood. Yes, sir. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Again, digitally restored. Looks great in HD, by the way. Fantastic. I remember watching this with my son. He get to the part. Another one I watched with my son growing up. When my son was growing up, I guess. You know what I mean. Watching my son when he was younger, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't grow, but I didn't grow up. I didn't grow. I'm short. Short. But yeah, this is another classic. Again, it's one of those Disney got boring after a while. So they used to do really cool discs, and it just got boring. It did. It really did. But yeah, Robin Hood. PJ, stop hissing in my ear. Number 2. That is number 2. If we let step to each other. I did it wrong. If we listen to each other's heart, you find we're never too far. It is a movie that I almost had a heart attack when I celebrated 30 years. Hey! It is a goofy movie. Yes. Another one be like, hey, highlight that not number one. Or whatever, but I don't know why that would talk like that. I am missing quite a few ones people would put up there, by the way. We'll get to it. But, this movie. It's a shame, there's a picture on there, that they didn't go back. You get a Calling All Goofs cartoon, which is a Goof Troop. A Goofy success story, that's an old school Goofy cartoon. But I wish they had the special feat, the original thing, like they did with, like the Calling All Goofs one was on the VHS. But also they had the Disney Moment number 5 was on the re-release VHS after the movie. And then the original VHS, they had a Dr. Looney's Remedy music video from Parachute Express, which is a legend in its own right for this. But, yeah, it's the ultimate road trip that Max doesn't want to go on. I always felt bad for Max. Put myself in his shoes. Like, he didn't really do anything wrong. He kind of did, but like, he takes it way out of proportion because of the principal Mazer. Like, you see him in the electric chair. Yeah. Before we get to number one, let's look at some honorable mentions. Some honorable mentions. Honorable? Honorable. 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 Honorable? Are you trying to say honorable? Honorable mentions. Tarzan. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Yes. Lilo and Stitch. Probably be on some other people's lists, but I knew it probably on my sister's list. I'm older, so I look at the old ones. Moana. Probably on my son's list. Wreck-It Ralph. La 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 la. Big Hero 6. Oh, no touchy. No touchy. The Emperor's New Groove. Pinocchio. And probably the big one that everybody would put as number one. I didn't add a Little Mermaid or Sleeping Beauty. Those would probably also be on here, but The Lion King. I know, it's not on my list. I gave it a 10 out of 10, which would be a to the moon. But nope. Not on my list. I love it. I remember my mom took us to the theater to see it in 1994. But it's not on my list. Do I even need to say my number one, though? You guys should know by now. Don't you? You don't know? You don't know? I'm not going to tell you. No, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Right? Right, Quasi? Quasi says. Sorry, I did. I feel like we kind of relate. His eyes are fucked up, and I got my lazy eye right there. I can't see shit right now. Literally, it's way too blurry. And they didn't really do much to up the prescription when I got the new glasses. Okay, anyway. Number one is Aladdin. But you noticed, man. You knew that. You knew it. You knew going in. No, I'm going to be Aladdin. Of course. I love this movie. Robin Williams. Steve from Full House. Somehow eats less in this movie than he does in the show. Iago, the late great Gilbert Gottfried. Why is it I gotta play annoying characters? I'm a bird here, I'm the Aflac duck, and I'm Seymour Smoke. Smoke detector. Yeah. And Mr. Mix gets Spitlick on the Superman the Animated Series. Yeah. Annoying. He's good at playing annoying characters. It's the voice. I know it's not his real voice. Watch the first episode of the 80s Saturday Night Live. The first episode of season 6. They're all introducing themselves. He goes, "Hi, I'm Gilbert." I'm like, that doesn't sound like him at all. It doesn't. And yes, he was on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, Aladdin, number 1. Because of course it is. And if you went in here thinking anything else, well then you're wrong. So, what are your thoughts on my list? What is your list of the top 10 best animated Disney movies? I'm pretty sure y'all gonna put this at number 1. But hey, it's my list. Maybe I might put Pocahontas or Mulan or Make Music Mine. Fun and Fancy Free. That was another one that should have been in it. I don't have that movie, but that. Ichabod and Mr. Toad could be another one. I don't know why I would choose this as the best one. I don't know. Maybe someone out there likes the original Snow White the best. Then he get any better after Snow White. That's the best one. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland. Maybe you're one of those out there that say, it's gotta be Black Cauldron. And to that I say, be quiet, Big LT. Go back to your video games. Do some more farming simulator. Or whatever else he does. I'm sure that's not his favorite Disney movie. Maybe it is. Who knows? Anyway, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and next week, I already mentioned, next week we're gonna delve into some more animated films. But how about the animated films that aren't Disney? We'll find out. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.